What's up, you little shish kebabs? Welcome to Is It In Yet? I did a quick news brief reading, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to be a struggle today because there's literally nothing happening in the world. As far as my world, went to the gym, came home, did crap, slept, washed my hair, the usual. Nothing too exciting for me, that is. Nothing on the house, so I have nothing to whine about on that yet. But no, it's quiet. So I think we're just going to hop back into the news. The Reddits are almost more interesting today than what's happening in the news. So let's just get right into it. So a California skydiver crash lands into power lines. Firefighters rush to rescue. So that's crazy. Let's see. Brad Pitt sold a home for $39 million. Eva Marcel, who was on America's Next Top Model and Real House of Atlanta, and I think she's on this show on BET called Queen something. She's like this stripper mob boss lady, but anyway, she's divorcing her husband after 4 years, which is wild. Michael Sterling. Marriage, what is marriage these days, especially celebrity marriages, man? The only people that's like, I think, still rocking out, Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, I don't even know if Goldie Hawn and Kurt ever got married, but those are like the few celebrity relationships. But everybody else kind of just like gets married and bounces. Magic Johnson is trying to buy the Washington Commanders, which is a football team for all you that don't know that, for $6 billion. Kim Kardashian did a sexy photo shoot for all you people that are into Kimmy cakes. She's still steaming it up around the world. Mariah Carey and Megan Thee Stallion are to head the LA Gay Pride event. As far as world news, Biden and McCarthy are barely speaking, dimming the prospects for a debt ceiling deal. Every year we go through this debt ceiling stuff. They are sharing the victims of the Nashville shooting. Very sad. I still can never respect somebody that literally just like gears up in assault gear to go kill 9-year-olds. Like, what is the world? Like, what world are we living in, and what level of insanity? And I'm just very interested to know, like, the people around, mothers, family, like, did you not know this person was kind of off the rails? Did you did anybody not see the signs, is my question. I always wonder about that, because when somebody has planned to carry out this type of warfare on a freaking elementary school, it's kind of like, who was in your life? Who were you talking to? Who were you communicating with? And what were the signs? At least 39 people are dead in a fire at a migrant center in Mexico near the border. Trump is calling the Manhattan DA's probe a new way of cheating for elections. You know, Trump, he's always got something, but hey, they still haven't got him yet. I mean, I don't know. They still have not. Gwyneth Paltrow's ski case is still going on, where I don't even know what happened. There's something where she slammed into somebody or something. But yeah. A Russian medic is saying that a Russian veteran claims medics used as sex slaves in the Ukraine. That's an interesting story. If it'll ever open. Maybe it won't. You know, the internet is up and down these days. Let me see if I can get back to it. That might be something that might be worth reading. FBI joins in probe into hazing a Georgia teen as a crowd demands charges at a hospital. Trent was dropped off at Brunswick Emergency early Wednesday morning after he was piled with dangerous amounts of alcohol, urinated on, given antidepressants, and spray painted from head to toe. So hazing is still a thing, huh? Interesting. Mm. Other than that, guys, like the news is really slow, which is kind of a good thing, like I said, because that means not too many things are going on. I was trying to get to the Ukraine story, but they just don't want you to read it. They just don't want you to know what's going on in the Ukraine. So let's hop over to Reddit because it's a slow day. It's a slow news day. So I will always say no good news. No news is good news. So besides just the same coverage of what's going on with the national thing. Prince Harry's in the UK. A lot of people have rumors whether he was deported from the US, and that's not true. So let's just get into Reddit because look, the news is slow. What instantly kills the vibe at a party? For me, the food. Don't invite me to no party where we gonna be dancing and your snacks suck. Someone said turning on the big light. Someone pooped in the sink at a house party of immense once. That was a buzz killer. That one sad drunk. Yes, the angry drunks kill the vibe. And why do y'all keep inviting the angry drunks? That's my thing. Because you know who the angry drunk is by now. But y'all keep inviting them. Let's see what else I got. An overdose? Wow, what kind of party is that? Interesting. You guys are really partying. What has society taken too far? I will say politically correctness is annoying. Oversharing personal information. Advertising. Yes, you can't even play a game without an ad. The ads pay the bills. So, listen to Anchor, my Anchor ad, it makes me money. We have spent so much time separating ourselves from nature that we now believe that we are immune to natural forces. The idea that everyone's opinion is equally valid, while everyone may be entitled to their own opinions, what doesn't preclude someone's opinion from being wrong. Celebrities. What is a celebrity? Celebrating narcissism. Obsession with transgender people, either extreme pandering or extreme fear and hate. Society loses its mind over the minuscule part of the population that generally wants to be left alone. Interesting. The delusion that we can maintain at our level of resource consumption and indefinitely. The prioritization of grades over actual knowledge. Yeah, grades in school, I feel like, are so behind. And the things that are being taught, like, I feel like kids should be learning coding and things like that, but we're still learning, like, the basics of, like, check writing and stuff that this is so outdated. I think our school systems are completely outdated. What did teachers used to do? Teenagers used to do in their smartphones. Their spare time before smartphones were a thing. I actually, went outside. Somebody said jump bikes, ride bikes, loiter. Decent cable, but mostly a lot of music listening to. A lot of music. A lot of... we used to have stores where you go in and listen to the new music all day for free. I kind of miss those times. At the home phone, talking to a friend, meet up, hang out at the mall. Yes, a lot of window shopping. Now you just Amazon browse. I actually watch TV instead of just having it on. That is one of my major problems. I watch a show, but I'm really scrolling. I think all of our brain is so used to multitasking now that we really like our attention span to just sit still, unless you literally were to go to a theater, turn the lights off, and just be like on the but to be home or whatever, it's always like you have to be multitasking and doing something else. And that is kind of lame. I know my attention span is the worst. I feel like sitting still is almost like something I have to really force myself to do. Let's see. How do you move on? One step at a time. Move on. I mean, the day the sun rises again, that's how I move on. I know that there's a new day. If you dwell on things, you have to remember the sun will rise and go down the next day. So don't stay, even if you want to quote tomorrow, don't worry about tomorrow. I mean, the Bible, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. So I just try not to get stuck, on a lot of things. I know that we all have days that are bad or something that just creeps up in our memory sometime and it might bother you. But just remember, life is so short and it goes so fast that I personally don't like to dwell on that. Let's see. What to you makes life fulfilling? Meaningful relationships, not just romantic, animals, nature, books. Friendships, family, having a career that allows me to do something passionate. Gosh, a career that allows you to do something passionate. Where is that at? Most people just want careers that pay bills. Believe me, I would love to have the dream passion job, but for me, that is not it. I'd rather just, I guess I would love to travel, minus the people, because once, that sounds good until you get on the airlines, you deal with the kooks and you're like, you know what, I don't want to travel anymore. Or you deal with the flight delays. But in a perfect world, I'd be able to travel for months out of the year to different places, and work will just be something that financially takes care of my trips. I would never want to have a passion for work, because work is only 8 hours or 40 hours a week of our life, which I wish it was less. And obviously in today's world, people work way more than that. I know I do. But no, a passion for work is never on my list. For me, yeah, I love the people I care about. I do love nature and just experiences and peace. Those are the most important things to me. Somebody said doing my part to uplift my community and support the people in my networks. Yeah. The community. What is it then today? Like back in the day, we were in touch with community. We did go out and communicate with people, see what the people were doing. But now that we're so reclusive and online, and a lot of people that are online aren't even their real selves. I can see if you were helping a younger generation try to cultivate into being better people. But these old people, good luck. Somebody said hands down motherhood and marriage. I love being a mom. I love being married, but I don't let that's not my entire personality, because I am someone outside of that. And I think that sometimes people get lost in that, actually. Like, that's their whole life. My kids are my life. And I love my kids, but, some days I'm like, man, I wish nobody knew I was a mom. I wish nobody knew that name. I instantly take it back, but Still, even with marriage, I love my husband, but he's not like my end all be all. Like, because anything can happen. I mean, life is so strange and weird. And I think that everybody you come and encounter with, that you should have, you learn from or not. And, there's some people that you really enjoy. There's some people that you don't. And, everything happens in seasons, people stay, people leave, yada, yada, yada. And I guess for me, I just kind of, I don't like my whole personality to be my marriage or my kids. I mean, these are major factors in my life, but they're completely not. I'm more of I came in this world by myself, I'm going to leave by myself type of person. And and that could just be a self-defense protective measure as well, just from my feelings and guards stay up, because people will disappoint you. And so I just don't put a lot of stock in people. I mean, I have a good, healthy marriage, I feel, and my kids are good, but, they can disappoint me tomorrow. And I just don't like to put everything that, relies on my happiness in those two things. But kudos to you that put that. Even family, shoot. They can disappoint you, all right. Are you okay in giving a relationship a chance to start in the communication if it's only by text? I personally hate talking on the phone. I mean, as much as I talk to you guys every day, sometimes I don't have a lot to say. And sometimes phone conversations, unless you got something juicy or something, but getting to know each other, I think, it could start off by text. Eventually you want to have a conversation where you hear each other's voice, I'm good with text still though. Some people say that seems sketchy and I wouldn't pursue anything with that person. 3 possibilities come to mind. They're married in a relationship. They're not who they say they are. They have extreme anxiety over the phone. So here's what the person was really asking. Have you ever met someone and had a decent enough interaction? You exchange numbers, but you are only able to communicate by text message. When you call, they always have some excuse or reason why they can't answer, but they always text you back. Does that mean anything significant to you? In a grand scheme of things, could you overlook only having to talk to each other this way? Yeah, in this narrative, they are probably married or something, because why, when I'm calling you sending me a text? That's strange. My question is, why do you keep communicating with them that way? But if you are in a relationship and you guys have talked and met in person, and then I say 50% of your relationship text, that's fine, because you're gonna have date nights, I would think, if you're dating. And to me, those in-person conversations are better over dinner, or better when you see each other walking in the park. But if you've never talked to the person you're texting, that's a huge red flag. Yeah. Let's get into Am I the A-hole? Those are always funny to me. What? These are so long. So, am I the a-hole for walking out during my fiance's birthday over what my F and Miles said? We're going to figure out what F and Miles said. I'll preface this by saying that I'm an introvert. Although I'm in my 30s and have 2 kids, I've always struggled with being social. I have to admit that I can't have negative impact. I can have a negative impact, but it's part of my personality, and I'm glad everyone around me respects it and understands. However, my FM, I don't know whom I met after my current fiance. I'm assuming it's my former mother-in-law. Tends to make comments about me being awkward or overly shy. She always criticizes me for it, and oftentimes she would bring it up in front of everyone to make me feel anxious. My fiance's birthday was yesterday, and I put lots of work in preparation in order to fit in, and the family and just be chilling normal. Everything was going well till we gathered at the dinner table. My FBIO, former brother-in-law, or fiance's brother-in-law, fiance's mother-in-law, okay, we get it. came to sit with us and pulled his chair too close to mine and that our hips almost touched. I felt awkward. I got up and tried to pull my chair inches away from him. He didn't react, but my fiance's mother-in-law was watching the whole thing and looked at me and said, "Good God, you're so uptight. I bet you made your ex-husband put a sheet over you each conception," followed by a laugh. I was blown away completely. People actually laughed with her, and I felt so upset. I quietly got up, took my stuff, and walked out. My fiance followed me outside, saying I overreacted and ruined his birthday over a joke. I was so upset. We got into a huge argument that I insisted to go home. He came back hours later yelling about how I ruined his birthday and I made a scene in front of his family. He said he was sick and tired of my uptightness and that I need to loosen up and stop acting childishly. His mom called and he's now refusing to speak to me unless I apologize to him and his mom for storming out like that since his mom was giving her opinion. So let me see what people say. I think so. Let me start off by this. I'm an introvert too, but I know my husband, he's social, he has family and vice versa. So I mentally prepare myself to be social. Like, I'm like, you're only here for an hour, you're only here for 2 hours, you know, you can try to be social. But if he proposed to you knowing you're an introvert, I think you should kind of catch a break, but you can't always expect the family to also understand. I come from a family of jokesters, so I don't get offended easily. I feel like for me, I think you should have been able to take the joke. Like, it was his birthday, and if you weren't up for it, you should probably not even went to the birthday party. Like, my husband, knowing that I'm an introvert, I don't go to most things because, you know, unless it's something really big going on, I stay home. And if I don't like who's going to be there, I'm one of those who's all over their people, then yeah, I'm definitely not wasting my good off day. But it was your fiance's birthday, so I personally feel like you should have took one for the team, laughed the jokes off. I mean, you're not sleeping with or marrying or living with these people, so, but yeah, I feel like you're wound a little tight, but that's just my opinion. Somebody said you're not the a-hole. You need to get out of this relationship. Being a single mom may be tough, but a future husband would allow his mother to make a sexual joke in front of you. To me, that wasn't even a sexual joke. She was just being funny. I think you guys are wound a little tight. Although your husband did propose to somebody with social anxiety, somebody said you're not the a-hole. Leave this man and his family. He should have defended you against his rude mother. I thought the joke was funny. But that's just me. I don't think neither one of them are ready. Somebody said, this relationship doesn't sound healthy. These people are not accepting you for who you are, and they sound mean. Somebody said, my fiance's family is very much like this. I grow up not liking to be touched for certain reasons. That is no one's business. I also don't drink. They put vodka in my bottle of water and told me to loosen up. Now that's overstepping the bounds, because I don't really drink as well. I really don't. I could, but only time I like drinking is if I'm on the beach. But I can still have fun and laugh and hee-haw. But yeah. A lot of people are saying not the a-hole. I don't think you're the a-hole. I just think that you are not ready for somebody with a big family. You need to go after an orphan. An orphan or people that don't have families. That is like the perfect world. Like, get you an orphan. Yeah, interesting. Am I the a-hole for posting an inappropriate post of my daughter and I? So I decided to go on Instagram and Snapchat to connect with my kids, Linda, 19, and Connor, 16 more. I'm still getting the hang of it, but Connor showed me how to work. My husband, Bill, has no interest in social media. It's just not his thing. Anyway, I hadn't posted yet, and I had taken a trip down to Cancun with Linda over the weekend break, which is her daughter. As we talked about doing it after the lockdown was over. We took a lot of great photos. For my first photo, I figured I'd be extremely sweet. It's a photo of Linda and I on the beach. We were both wearing bikinis for reference because the day after the post, Connor told me that his friends who follow Linda were saying inappropriate things about us. Connor said it was it was gross seeing his mom and sister like that anyway, and wanted me to take down the post. Linda eventually took Connor's side after she found out, and she even admitted to one of her friends' moms that she thought it was inappropriate of me to be exposing us near nude like that. I really had no bad intentions, and I've been crying for 2 hours. Girl, kids just don't like you posting them on social media. I don't post my sons unless it's their birthday, but I mean, it's nothing to cry about, ma'am. But yeah, I mean, you gotta get these kids to consent. Everybody needs consent now before you post photos of them. Like, people will literally chop your head off if you post an inappropriate or unflattering picture. So I either don't post pictures of people or I let them do the posting, honestly. But especially when kids just don't like their moms posting pictures of them. So, you know. Let's do one more. Am I the a-hole for kicking my brother-in-law out because he kept calling me short? I'm 5'4", so compared to my husband and brother-in-law, we're both over 6 feet. I'm short. I'm not insecure about my height, but my brother-in-law kept bringing up how tiny I was and said how my husband was going to have 2 babies soon. And I'm sorry, that was kind of funny. He also kept joking about how he and my husband could pick me up with one hand, toss me around, and how I can reach anything. He's getting on my nerves with his stupid jokes, so I kicked him out. My husband was in the shower at the time, and when he came out, he asked me where his brother went, so I told him I kicked him out. They were supposed to be going somewhere together, which is why I think he was so annoyed at me for kicking his brother out. His brother did come back after he called him, but I think he was mad too because he was acting weird. Was I the a-hole? I think you're overreacted. I mean, being short, I mean, it's fine. You're 5'4", that's not really a freaking little person. But a lot of y'all are saying not the a-hole, bullying is disguised as jokes. Not the a-hole, that kind of joke is a dominance gesture. And yada, yada, yada. I mean, I don't know. My skin is thick because my husband's brothers say a lot of inappropriate jokes, especially when they're drinking. So I just don't really chirp off at stuff like that to where, you know, you kind of have to, like, a lot of people have crazy senses of humor and a lot of people say crazy stuff. Those are just people you don't want to rock with, but you can't change your husband's family. It's his brother. So although you might not like his humor, don't engage with the dude. Like, some days my husband, when he's watching football, I'll say hi or maybe, but I literally stay in my room while they're down there watching football and hanging out. So just coming out saying hi and being polite and then go back to your cave. Like, I don't know why y'all feel like I have to interact with people y'all don't really rock with. It's a free country. Like, I completely don't feel obligated, you know, unless it's my husband's parents, to like be like engaging. Like, it's a brother. They're brothers. They'll be fine. They joke. If you don't want to be included in the jokes, steer clear. Some people have terrible sense of humor. Like, y'all are too overly sensitive. So you guys will probably think I'm the a-hole because I don't get, my skin is too thick. I don't trip off of that. And most of these things I kind of thought were funny. So there's that. So yeah, I'm the a-hole. So guys, it was a quick news day and thank God nobody got massacred today and we don't take that lightly. I pray that you guys are having an amazing day and an amazing week. Continue to press forward to the mark. Continue to reach out to your dreams and goals, whatever they may be. And, you know, if you're feeling down, I'm thinking of you. I'm hoping that you're getting lifted up. And I'm just praying for you guys to keep winning. Is it in yet? I don't even know what's the name of my podcast. Is it in yet? It's signing out. Ta-ta.